YouTube. So this is kind of the glossary or the tarot revealed. Wands, blonde, blue. Select a wand. Select or hazel eyes, a cup. So I'm leaving, or I'm kind of. I've been wanting to figure out the tarot, but specimen reading. So there's all types of like directions towards the back. But what I'm gonna do is kind of just read, not read the, but have reference wands, cups, swords. Show off some of the cards and some of the illustrations, and then probably the show off kind of the what it says for most of the common cards or the minor beginning. So this is card number 2. There might be more details later on. So you kind of watch and pause, I guess. So number 3 of wands. And each card should just take 1 minute of reading. If you can't read as fast as I'm moving or turning the pages, then you could pause it. So the 5 of wands. So 6 of wands. It's really tough to see the very end. I should be reading this while I flight. And also the the meanings of the so well you kind of read that. Page of wands. And I really have no like insight on pretty much like the trump cards, the page and the king and queen. Besides having like ranking and within like um you know with um basically like a trump is like seven or like seven people basically, from the youngest to just to kind of learn um or yeah. So and they kind of gave themselves different older names for certain ranks, I guess. This is kind of quite long to read. But I kind of wanted to do this just to help, like, um, just people, if there's any, could kind of. I mean, there's a lot more details that are involved, I guess, with birth charts and things like that. So it just depends, um, how much. It seems like a decent, I would say hobby or just sometimes, you know, it's basically just fills in any time with some other just understanding of higher understanding. I think is kind of learning, studying. But I guess this is the best I could do. The Three of Cups. I don't even. Well, I had to like look around and find information, but I really haven't, you know, so maybe if you have time, I really haven't had the real time or anything. So what you gotta do is kind of or pause the video and read. And the Five of Cups. And there's a few other things that came out of some of these myths, things, or that people got into. Kind of, you know, basically it was just short. I would say like pamphlets and things that actually, you know, kept society um, at less risks and things, and just things like that. That you know, through time, I can't really say, but it was like a handbook. It was a handbook. I think I got rid of it just because, but it was kind of written in the same context of story and but it was just basically the golden rules. I think I think people already know the golden rules, but there's another translation that basically could have been useful. I kind of think about it. I think it was like it, the ninth gate or something was what it was called. So or something like that. Something similar to like folklores and things. It's really similar to the ninth gate. If you've seen that movie, shoot, sorry. Knight of Cups. Maybe, it was just, it makes sense, I think, for interesting concepts. It's just basically like a deck of cards, but they actually have some form of meaning to it and can be used. I don't know. Yeah, so. Then the last chapter is like meditation. There is a glossary. Um, just show you guys some of the different diagrams. And then they've got different combinations, I think. Chariot. Example of reading by the Tree of Life method. Then here's like a triangle, 1, 2, 3, a triangle, and then there's like 10 cards. So there are a few, if you want to read this. I guess that's chapter 2. Specimen reading by the Celtic method. So I've done a few one reading with pretty much simple, basic bookstore deck that I bought, and came with a manual. So, and I basically it was interesting. I'll cut the deck. I'll turn the invert the card shuffle, invert the card, or switch the card, or flip the deck. I don't. So here's basically the steps. Then I'll shuffle, however many, you know, probably shuffle. So you're gonna have to probably pause the rest of this. So yeah, it's really like tough, I think, to figure out. But so here's a quick run through the last parts, I think, of this video. You gotta really watch it or read it in slow motion to see if you could read and understand any of this.